He's like, dude, you're just leaving in a different way. Like you're literally going to kill yourself. You're not gonna make it if you don't change your behavior. The family unit to me was so clear early on, and my taking that sabbatical was so clear to me early on. So I had a very specific model of, in business that I had to build, I had to get to make that thing happen. And so, which then obviously required a a whole host of planning, and especially around the household, because, here I've been grinding away for years and years. And when I was taking the sabbatical, like, man, my wife, we had to learn how to be around each other 24/7, right? Because I set up an office at the house, and she already had an office and at the house, and we had to figure out how to coexist for long periods of time, right? And so that was a whole nother massive learning curve, and it came down to communication, and going deep and having to talk about our feelings, and how we were raised and what we believe in, and all of these things that uh, we kind of touched on over the years, but never really went deep, and never really what I would consider, kind of solved those things. And that was ultimately what my sabbatical ended up being about, which was, uh, first of all, I had to take care of myself because I was like, I was well over 100 pounds overweight. I was almost 300 pounds. I hit 300 was my high. And, and I'm 180 today, which was kind of my fighting weight back in the day. So, I gained 120 pounds, which is just insanity. It's incredible, that I allowed myself to get there. But the stress and strain that I would never admit, and the, serious hardcore drinking that I I'm partaking in on a regular basis. And, I had my freedom. I had a killer cabin over in Eastern Washington with all the toys and the boats and the, you know, everything. And so, yeah, I just party, and, really the first 2 years of the sabbatical, was really about, we just built a new house, and we were landscaping and so forth. And, I just ended up buying like a backhoe, a dump truck, and a track hoe. And, we started playing in the dirt. So just she and I played in the dirt for like 2 years, processing, um, landscaping and building water features, and, just had a good old time, while still, traveling and having some fun. But I was in, my health was in such poor shape that, a good friend of mine finally came to me. He was like, dude, you preaching all these years about, not leaving your kids, and, that was the dream. And, that you were still pissed about your dad leaving and all that. Uh, he's like, dude, you're just leaving in a different way. Like you're literally going to kill yourself. You're not gonna make it if you don't change your behavior. And so my wife and I had a talk, and I just yo-yoed with my health for so long. But, it really came down to having like her support and us being a team. And, that next 6 months, I just hunkered down and lost, man, I lost like 60, almost 70 pounds in 6 months. And that first year I lost like over 80 pounds. And, yeah, obviously it was such a life changer. And it really, I think it was the gateway to what I would consider rebuilding all my relationships.